the game.
Kelsey, thank you. These teams are one win away from the Final Four. It sounds so easy, but man, the pressure that comes with that statement. 40 minutes of basketball stand between TCU and South Carolina, and a dream. The Final Four in Phoenix, where one spot is left for one of these teams. Welcome to the NCAA Women's Championship presented by Capital One. You're watching the Elite Eight presented by AT&T. After Texas's dominant win, there's just one spot left. One of these teams, South Carolina.
Sit well with Ravens. If she gets out of the huddle, she talks to teachers, that's not going to work for me. I want the best player. I want to guard her. Shows you how much she thrives and enjoys these assignments.
But Chris, she gets actually mad when somebody scores on her. What does it take, Steph, to defend Olivia Miles?
Well, you got to give her different looks. You can't let her get comfortable. She does such a good job of probing defenders, of reading the second and third line of defense. You got to keep her off balance. You got to come with some heat.
Somebody's going to the Final Four. South Carolina controls the tip, and Raven Johnson will set things up for the Gamecocks. South Carolina looking for a 6th straight appearance in the Final Four. Here's Tania Latson, who was so good in her first Sweet 16 game 2 days ago. Medina Okot with the rebound. All kinds of traffic around Okot. Kicks out to Raven Johnson. That one bounces out. And Marta Suarez comes out with the rebound. Let's take a look at our starting lineups. They're brought to you by Capital One. And the duo we talked about, Olivia Miles plus Marta Suarez. What's the biggest defensive worry with Marta?
Well, Marta's versatility, her ability to play inside, outside. You've got to stay really disciplined. You can't overhelp and let her run free at the three-point line.
South Carolina's going to push pace, and that's going to be a foul on a
depth of South Carolina. They cannot afford to get in foul trouble. Olivia Miles got in foul trouble in the Big 12 championship game, and it really set that team back and took away some of her aggressiveness.
Yeah, she was playing in the third quarter with 4 fouls in the game. That's on the miss. Joyce Edwards got the offensive rebound. It's one of South Carolina's strengths, is getting second opportunities, but haven't capitalized yet.
Well, right away, TCU, you feel good about the types of contested looks South Carolina is taking. You got to make sure you secure that defensive board.
Marta Suarez, the kick over to Clara Silva. Taylor Bigby cutting towards the basket, rattles around and out. This is the last touch by the Gamecocks. Something that she's not happy about. She seemed pretty happy.
She was pleased with the way her team executed on the offensive end, the way they worked the ball, how connected they were on both ends of the floor.
It's going to be a traveling violation and a turnover.
And that's been the journey for this team. Dawn Staley's been open about talking about their quarter-court offensive execution. You know this team is going to bring it on the defensive end of the floor. Can they execute in the half court? And here tonight, they want pace. They want to get up and down. They don't want to be slowed down by TCU, who wants to play in the half court.
Here's the starting 5 for South Carolina. Raven Johnson, of course, the leader. But they've got Okot and Joyce Edwards on the inside that can make a difference, too. Suarez working on Edwards.
Suarez has such great experience. She understands that Joyce Edwards has the advantage in terms of athleticism, but she does such a good job of getting her shoulder into the chest. The arm defending the ball.
This is the first time South Carolina's trailed in the tournament. Olivia Miles kisses it off the glass.
I think right away TCU's doing a good job of forcing South Carolina to take contested jump shots. Nothing's coming easy. This is a TCU team that is a really good defensive team. Second in the nation defensive field goal percentage.
And you see Donovan Hunter, number 4 in purple. She usually gets the best player on the other team as her defensive assignment. She's on Raven Johnson right now. Trying to hustle after that basketball and gets it. And Hunter picked up her dribble. Silva will help her out. Bigby covered up by Tessa Johnson, looking for the paint instead. The turnaround will go.
I love that take by Taylor Bigby. She has been lighting it up in the NCAA tournament from the three-point line, so she attacks a closeout and gets 2 feet in the paint.
She's nearly doubled her scoring in the NCAA tournament from her season average.
Hit the fadeaway, and on the other end, Olivia Miles, her second foul. Now, Mark Campbell's let her play in foul trouble. He trusts her to be out there. I'd like to see how it affects her aggressiveness on both ends.
Oh, 2 fouls for Olivia Miles. Remember, her and Marta Suarez touched every point in their Sweet 16 win. That's how important she is.
Well, now you got an opportunity to get the ball to Tanaya Latson and let her continue to attack Olivia Miles.
Marta Suarez for 3, showing off the versatility.
Yeah, if you're going to switch that, you can't be back in the switch. You've got to be up, almost jump switch that. Marta Suarez does a great job of reading. I think you got to get Latson a touch. I think you got to let her go against Olivia Miles.
Instead, they turn it over, up ahead to Olivia Miles. Joyce Edwards, the only defender. Blocked it anyway.
Get it over.
Barely beat the clock on that one.
It didn't seem like there was a lot of urgency.
If you're looking for the Latson-Miles matchup, top of your screen, Latson 0-0. Remember, Olivia Miles, number 5 in purple with 2 fouls.
And now I'd get out of the way and I'd let her go to work.
Kind of like that?
Yeah, I mean, Olivia Miles is going to let her go by. She's not going to want to get that third. She's going to depend on a switch. So if you bring a screen, she's going to want to switch that ball screen. I like just a straight isolation. Run a couple of actions. Give Tanaya Latson an ISO.
Silva back to Miles. And Joyce Edwards is right there. She's going to shoot over her anyway.
There's got to be a little bit of that as opposed to an attack and a draw.
Tessa Johnson too much on the mid-range. Joyce Edwards the hustle to get it back.
Good pass.
Medina Okot.
That's a great pass by Joyce Edwards. What TCU's doing is they're doing a really good job of forcing South Carolina to shoot off the dribble jump shots. That time, draw a secondary defender and find an open teammate.
Donovan Hunter doing the pick and roll with Clara Silva. It's kind of a staple of this TCU offense. That one goes off of Hunter. It'll be South Carolina basketball. I know exactly the style and the players that I need. Sac State allowed him to try stuff out, figure it out, and now he's settled in at TCU.
And what a journey it's been. Sac State is one of the hosts for this, and there's a logo that's right by their bench. He said, it didn't really dawn on me until they were doing warm-ups the other day, and he's standing on the logo. He looks down. He said, at that moment, I just had this appreciation for the ride that I was on and enjoying this moment.
And Stephanie, when you watch him as a coach, what's allowed him to bring this success to TCU?
I think first and foremost, he knows exactly what type of player that he wants, and he's been very intentional, understanding that in order to find success now, it has to be through the transfer portal. And then once you find success, it allows you to, he says, as backfill with recruiting of high school players.
Olivia Miles, the signature one-handed layup. She's out there on the floor with 2 fouls.
I think you got to find a way to attack her on the offensive end. You don't want to take yourself out of flow, but you get an opportunity in matchups like that.
And Agat McKeer was able to go right by her.
And I would look to do that every time down the floor. You can get a ball reversal, get 2 ball reversals, and then when you get low in that shot clock, find the matchup.
First time that South Carolina has trailed in the NCAA tournament this year. Every other game, they had started on double-figure runs. Miles misses. Raven Johnson comes out with it.
Well, Mark Campbell talked to us yesterday. He just wants his team to play free. The pressure's not on them in this situation. He wants them to play free, to have fun, to be the best versions of themselves.
It's going to be a kick ball by Kennedy Basham. Big B sits down for TCU. Allie Tornabes with the basketball. Raven Johnson lets it fly. Meanwhile, on this end, TCU shooting 50% from the field. Suarez can't step around Joyce Edwards.
TCU's doing a really good job of getting back in transition defense. Dawn Staley talked to us about the pace that she wanted to play. She wanted to get up and down the floor. TCU, 3 players back in transition D.
Inside to Tornabes. Looking on Basham. And short off the iron. Joyce Edwards with the board.
That was really good D by Kennedy Basham. South Carolina so active on the offensive glass.
The TCU started 4 of 6 from the field. Since then, 2 for 7. Olivia Miles can't get the step back 3. McKeer pulls up in the paint.
I love it. Agat McKeer has been ability to elevate over defenders. She's got to continue to stay aggressive.
She was the number 6 overall recruit in this incoming freshman class.
And I love this matchup. Agat McKeer using her length on Olivia Miles. Olivia Miles' experience.
Inside to Suarez. And South Carolina will try to extend that 10-2 run. They've trailed by as many as 8 to start this game. Raven Johnson probing. 3 seconds. Joyce Edwards. First lead of the game for South Carolina. Oh, and Olivia Miles almost got the half-court shot. After trailing by 8 points, South Carolina